Amigos, my flamingos, how are you doing? This is going to be talking about the human forms that fairies sometimes take in Precure. Now, as you can see here, this is Churro in his, well, handsome form, as you would say. I'm stroking my beard while I'm saying this. Don't know why. Anyways, there are a myriad of fairies that turn into human forms in Precure. I'm only going to do the ones I know. If you know any others that I haven't mentioned except Puffu or Puff, who I'm not going to mention because I'm going to mention her brother in sort of the same context. And then I believe it was Doki Doki Precure. And then someone you might know at the end of the video because, she's a fairy. Anyways, the first one we're going to talk about is sort of Churro and the way Kira sort of presents them. Now, as you can see, Churro has the ability to transform into a human. Now, we haven't seen, I believe it is, Peccarin do this yet, or any of the other fairies, to say the least. So, it's very interesting that Churro himself is sort of the only one that is able to do it. But I think it's mostly because of the fact that he's sort of the leader, the great leader of all of the fairies. So he's able to do this to sort of explore the human world, and he probably did this in his earlier years to sort of search around for ingredients so that the fairies can then, cook as well. Because, they're able to cook and do all the stuff with the ingredients they're able to find in the forest. But it's also that Churro sometimes probably went there as well to sort of gather ingredients that they couldn't just, go out and just grab because of the fact that they had to be bought because of a storefront. They had to be bought from a storefront. So that's why I'm thinking Churro was able to turn into human, and that's number one. Number two, as you can see right here, is my boy Aroma. Now, Aroma and Puff sort of turned into this form after, I believe, unlocking the power to, use the Cure's, I believe, second super move. Like, second group team super move. So they were able to do this for a day, and, Aroma trying to be a butler to Haruka didn't really work out, and as you can see, he got stuffed under his work. And Puff, being the maid that she could be, worked out pretty well. So Aroma had sort of an existential crisis, saying that he's trying to help the Cures in his own way, but he still isn't able to do anything, but realized at the end of the episode that just being there right next to them, not necessarily helping in general, but just being there as moral support was enough, and in this way, human Puff and Aroma were not seen again. So it is sad, and it was only an episode exclusive, but it served as a plot point for Aroma to notice that, he doesn't have to be there for everything that Haruka does, or do everything for Haruka, basically just to help her out and be there, and everything will be fine. So that was short, but, they were only featured in an episode. Now we are moving to Doki Doki Precure, with Shararu, Raquel, Lance, and Dabi. And also I in this sense, but I still a fairy, technically. But of course, as you can see, Shararu, I believe, is the pink one, Raquel is the blue, and Lance is the yellow. Now, they also transformed for, I believe it was only 2 or 3 episodes in the series. And it was mostly for them to explore the human world and probably take care of themselves as the Cures, did their daily things like, I forget her name. I'm going to actually check right now. It wasn't Agari or Alice. It was Makoto, where she would, do her idol job and such. And that's why herself, that she couldn't necessarily be there for everyone, and everyone couldn't be there for the fairies, so they were able to handle themselves. And I believe it was due to some magic. I don't remember how they transformed into humans. I really don't. But I do remember them becoming humans, and you have Miss Dobby over there, who learned how to transform into a fairy at first, because she had to help Makoto sort of navigate around the human world since she was kicked out of her own world to become what she wanted to be and be an idol. So Dobby's able to transform on command to become her maid, or her driver and her agent at the same time to sort of make Makoto's life much better, and for her to forget her shameful past of having to retreat from her kingdom because of the fact that she wasn't strong enough. So that's why Dabi's able to transform. The other three, it was basically Dabi taught them how to do it, and they were able to do it. But they only do it for a couple episodes since, gimmicks are gimmicks, and they didn't want to spend the gimmick too far or too long because they already did it with Dabi throughout the whole entire series. So, yeah, there we go. That's Doki Doki's Fairies. And then we have Smile Precure. Now, there was an episode where the Cures turned into, or in this sense, Glitter Force, where the Cures ended up turning into fairies. And, that was a little romp. They went to the other world and they turned the fairies. They were all running around. They turned back into humans. But I'm talking about fairies turning into humans. And this is my boy Pop. He has the voice of Shinpachi from Gintama. And also Uso Ewing from Gundam. I believe it was, why am I forgetting the name of the Gundam? But, V Gundam. So, he has a special place in my heart. And when Pop transformed into a human, I absolutely went ecstatic. Because I was like, dude, are they parodying Gintama right now? Because if you don't know in Gintama, Shinpachi is a swordsman. And in this episode of Precure, he was a swordsman. Or a samurai in the sense, for a movie role. So, yeah. I'm alright with that. Because like I said, it was the same voice actor in almost the same role. So, it never really changed. And most of the time, you don't see that from voice actors. You don't see them portraying the same role that they did in a different anime. Like, it's completely different. Precure has no bloodshed, no, cutting anything up, not destroying anything, because everything gets repaired. Gintama is the complete opposite. Oh my gosh, there's blood, there's gore, there's cutting, there's buildings getting destroyed, there's worlds being destroyed. It's just completely opposites, but it's cool to see a continuality where, he wanted to do the same role, and Precure was like, and the directors of Precure said, yeah, for an episode, you be you. You do what you want. So, yeah, it worked out in the end. And then finally, you probably already know, I'm going to show the picture and everyone's going to be like, oh, she was only revealed for a second, spoilers, because the next episode's probably going to happen again. My girl, Kirahoshi CL. Yes, that's right. She's a fairy, but she is also a human. She can sense Kirun, blah, 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 blah. You probably know all of this from the reviews or, from other reviews on the internet. But, yeah, she was also another recent fairy to human hybrid. And then probably something more I don't want to say. Ooh, spoilers. Anyways, that is all I really have on fairies turning into humans. If you have any others I missed, which I most likely did because I don't know why in the two series that I've probably forgotten. If you did enjoy, you can of course leave a like down below, comment on any I missed, or whatever you want to comment. Subscribe if you haven't already. The right side will be the subscribe button. The left side will be the most recent video. This has been Mugen93. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.